It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But everyone gets lost in their own world, I guess. Like the music world, the film world. I think it could be more open to collaboration, I guess. Like we could do cross-platform things, like music with movies and art and everything. And I think there are a bunch of companies trying to achieve that. Like back home, there's Radio Republic, and they do live art and live music together. Like during performances, there would be renowned painters painting during performances. It's pretty cool. Madfest, when Kimbra came to the Philippines, and that also had dance. Big stage events in Manila are cool. Lately I've been participating more in events like those, and I get to meet other foreign artists, but also beyond the indie scene, I get to solidify like my audience, I guess, and people are warming up to local indie acts, and I'm glad to be part of that because people are discovering local indie more through the internet, so it's a good time for that. I started while I released music on the internet, on SoundCloud, and then a bunch of local sites for music picked it up, like Amplify and Radio Republic, and a review site called Vandals on the Wall. They're the 3 music platforms in Manila where you can get discovered, like independent artists. And through that, I guess word of mouth built. When I released my EP called Deep last year, not everyone, but like through features in local magazines and local sites and Twitter and Facebook, through word of mouth, I started getting more shows, and then since then it's just snowballed. I stayed without management and a label through all of that, so I released everything independently until it snowballed and I kind of couldn't handle it anymore, which is good. And then I signed up with management called Party Bear, and ever since then I've just been, you know, doing a lot of stuff. They're all kind of autobiographical in that sense, because I write and I produce the music, so it's a very internal process and it's very solitary in a sense. So I'm alone in my room. I produce everything in a home studio back home in Manila. My room is next to a train. When I was younger, I used to have to figure out how to mute everything, how to soundproof everything, and it was very difficult, but like the learning curve was very, it taught me how to work in various conditions also, and I make electronic music, but it's different. It's different in a way that it's story based, it's not very chorus based, it's very, I tried to, how do I describe it? It's kind of emotional. The whole album is kind of like based on what I felt at a certain point in my life, and if I could describe it, it's kind of like Drake meets Death Cab for Cutie.
I love Death Cab.
My album was riding on the single Pretty Car, which is kind of an escapist electro-pop kind of thing that's kind of upbeat and kind of more extroverted than the whole album itself. But my album, I think the best introduction would be Early Late. Early Late is kind of the theme of the album, which is kind of melancholic and kind of introverted and kind of intimate, but it's electronic music, so you don't usually hear that sort of stuff. But also, I guess one of the more pop-ish singles would be Building 2. That's also on SoundCloud. And a lot of people send me messages. They're like, I was driving to your music and I just couldn't park because I had to finish the album, and I was like, oh my god, that's the best thing I've ever heard. Yeah, it's a good compliment. Like, that's amazing. That's the first thing I thought of. Like, I mostly conceive these ideas while I'm like on the road in Manila, while it's late, it's raining. The traffic is horrible in Manila, so it's definitely a good place to incubate your ideas. Where I come from, I'm from the city in Manila, and it's very not very conducive to traveling, but you have enough time to even write a song while you're in transit, because it's kind of inefficient, but like well, it's endearing. you get used to it, and I think people can feel what Manila is like through my music, in a sense, because that's where I wrote everything, just around the city, on trains, in cars.
Okay.
So far, it's very exhilarating in a sense. It's all very fast. I released my EP last year around March, and ever since then, it's only been like uphill from there. And I just wrote 5 songs in my room one night, and now I'm here in Singapore. I released 5 songs in one night. It's been a hell of a ride, and music matters is gonna open a lot of doors, and I feel like it can only go even more uphill from here. Yeah.